that to come clean and cleanse my spirit in the name of Jesus Christ. I killed those 7 men in first-degree murder and robbery.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we delve into the dark world of female serial killers. While male serial killers dominate headlines, there are terrifying women who have left their mark on history. We count down the top 5 most terrifying female serial killers, challenging the perception that serial killers are predominantly male. Brace yourselves as we explore the dark minds of these chilling individuals. Aileen Wuornos, known as America's first female serial killer, is our first entry on this chilling list. During the late 1980s and early 1990s, Wuornos confessed to the murders of 7 men in Florida. What makes her case particularly intriguing is the context in which these crimes occurred. Wuornos claimed that her victims were men who had assaulted or threatened her while she worked as a sex worker. This raised questions about the line between self-defense and premeditated murder. Wuornos' troubled background and claims of self-defense sparked intense debates about her motivations and mental state. Some argued that she was a cold-blooded killer, while others sympathized with her, viewing her actions as a response to the trauma she had endured. The media attention surrounding her case further fueled these discussions, making her a controversial figure in the realm of serial killers. Eventually, Wuornos was apprehended, tried, and convicted for her crimes. She was sentenced to death and executed in 2002. Her story gained even more recognition when it was adapted into the movie Monster, starring Charlize Theron. The film shed light on the complexities of Wuornos' life and crimes, delving into the psychological and emotional factors that may have contributed to her actions. Aileen Wuornos remains a haunting figure in the annals of true crime. Her case challenges our understanding of serial killers and forces us to confront the complexities of human behavior. While her crimes were undeniably horrific, her story serves as a reminder that there is often more to the narrative than meets the eye. Moving on to our second entry, we have Elizabeth Bathory, a Hungarian countess from the 16th century, also known as the Blood Countess. Bathory is infamous for her sadistic acts against young girls and women. Legend has it that she believed bathing in the blood of virgins would maintain her youth and beauty. Bathory was accused of torturing and murdering hundreds of young girls, and her actions shocked the society of that time. It is said that she would lure young girls to her castle under the guise of offering them employment or education. Once in her clutches, Bathory would subject them to unimaginable torture and abuse. She would beat, burn, and mutilate her victims, often taking pleasure in their suffering. Eventually, Bathory's crimes caught up with her. In 1610, she was arrested and put on trial for her horrific acts. Bathory was sentenced to life imprisonment, although she was confined to her castle rather than a traditional prison cell. The case of Elizabeth Bathory continues to captivate and horrify people to this day, solidifying her place as one of the most terrifying female serial killers in history. Moving on to number 3 is Belle Gunness, a Norwegian-American woman from the early 20th century. Gunness lured men to her farm through personal ads and murdered them for their money. The exact number of her victims is unknown, estimated to be between 25 to 40 people. She would often target wealthy bachelors, promising them love and companionship. Once they arrived at her farm, she would poison or bludgeon them to death, disposing of their bodies in various ways. Gunness' cunning and cold-heartedness allowed her to evade suspicion for years, as she would forge letters and use aliases to cover her tracks. The discovery of a charred body on her property, along with the remains of several other victims, finally exposed her crimes. The sheer brutality and calculated nature of Gunnis's killings make her one of the most chilling female serial killers in history. For the penultimate spot, we have Dorothea Puente, an American serial killer who operated during the 1980s. Puente ran a boarding house in Sacramento, California, where she poisoned her elderly and disabled tenants for their Social Security benefits. She then buried their bodies in her backyard, creating a horrifying graveyard right under the noses of her unsuspecting neighbors. The investigation into Puente's crimes began when a social worker became suspicious of the high number of deaths occurring at her boarding house. As authorities dug deeper, they uncovered a chilling web of deceit and murder. Puente had carefully selected her victims, targeting those who were vulnerable and unlikely to be missed. She would administer lethal doses of drugs, such as sleeping pills or tranquilizers, to her victims, ensuring a quiet and seemingly natural death. To cover her tracks, Puente would forge documents and collect the Social Security benefits of her deceased tenants. This allowed her to maintain a comfortable lifestyle while continuing her deadly activities. Puente was eventually arrested and accused of murdering 9 people. She was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. She died in 2011 at the age of 81. And finally, we got Mary Ann Cotton, an English serial killer from the 19th century. Cotton is believed to have killed 21 people, including her own children, through poisoning. Mary Ann Cotton's killing spree began in the 1860s and lasted for several years. She would often target vulnerable individuals, such as her own family members and husbands, who trusted her implicitly. Cotton would administer arsenic to her victims, causing them to suffer agonizing deaths. Cotton's motive for her killings was primarily financial. She would take out life insurance policies on her victims and then poison them to collect the payouts. In some cases, she would also inherit money and property from her deceased husbands. To cover her tracks, Cotton would often change her identity and move to different locations. She would use various aliases, making it difficult for authorities to connect the dots and link her to the murders. However, Cotton's reign of terror eventually came to an end. In 1873, she was arrested and put on trial for the murder of her stepson. She was found guilty and sentenced to death by hanging. And with that, we conclude our list of the 5 most terrifying female serial killers in history. We hope this video has provided you with a chilling glimpse into the dark side of humanity. If you found this content intriguing, be sure to like and share this video with others who may be interested. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more spine-tingling content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe